So we have the
know
infamous Inari.
I don't know where to look at. Is that
We're here, you're here, you're here.
Okay, yeah.
So we've got you down here from Queensland
Yes.
Welcome.
It's good to be here. It's good to be back. It's extremely cold.
because this is your original home, isn't it?
Yeah, born and raised here.
How
Born
long
and
have you been
raised.
in Queensland for now?
Since the start of 2023, so what's that, 8 months in now?
Yeah.
8 months into living in Queensland. It's different, I must say. Like, the lifestyle there is different, the roads are different, the people are different, weather is different in a good way, bro. You know, like when I was riding here, because I landed here 3 days ago, since being back, I'm like, it's like 15 degrees here, you know what I mean?
Get those layers on.
Straight out. And I didn't bring enough layers, you know,
Yeah,
because
man.
I didn't expect it to be that cold.
Yeah.
I'm on the weather app. I'm looking at Queensland. I'm like, far out. It's like almost 30
I wanna be
degrees. there.
home.
I know. I want to get this podcast done with so I can go back.
Oh man, tell me how it all started. So where did your riding start from? Where did your passion start from?
So it's not really that much of an interesting story, but pretty much in New South Wales, I think if I remember correctly, the youngest age you can get like your license is 16 and 9 months
Yep.
or something. And every one of my mates had their P's at the time, right? And they had their own ways of getting to school, etc. Because they were turning 17. So I think 17 is the age when you get your driver's license.
Yep.
So I kind of felt left out, you know. No one wanted to pick me up to take me to go to school.
So you
and
didn't have
stuff.
your car license, obviously.
Yeah, I had my L's for
Yeah.
my cars.
Yeah.
But my priority at the time was motorbike license.
Yep.
Purely the fact so I can get to school, back from school, and the gym, wherever, you know.
Purely
shopping.
just for travel. That's it.
Exactly.
Just, to get it means to travel. Yeah.
So at the time, I didn't really think much about creating content and stuff. It was just purely for transportation. Eventually, maybe like a couple months went down the line, and you know, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I see content creators, right? And I'm like, wow, like I want to do this, bro. Like this is really really cool. Like these guys putting on cameras on their helmets, going around the day, just filming content, making people laugh and smile through the camera, you know? And I was just like, wow, I wonder how many there are in Australia. And at the time, there were content creators in Australia.
So how long ago was this? Like what year are we talking?
Oh, maybe like 2021, 20.
So not that long ago at all.
Yeah. I mean, compared to like what it is now, there's a lot more content creators in Australia compared to like 2021.
Yeah, okay.
There were a couple scattered around Australia, but they weren't they weren't as big, you know, like they just stuck to themselves. you
Yeah,
know?
okay.
And I wanted to create an image for Australia because at the time and even now, all the attention's in like America.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
I get what you're saying about there being different content creators. It was more so guys just telling their own story, and it was very like niche stuff too. It wasn't them trying to hit TikTok and hit all these other avenues. It was literally like vlogging. That's it. Like it wasn't really much else. So yeah, I get what you mean with that.
Yeah.
And so then like, was it someone that you saw? Was it, who was your inspiration?
So there was this one guy that I remember watching on TikTok. I forgot his name, like pretty sad that I forgot his name. You know, it was my inspiration. I should have figured it. But if I can find a lay, I'll put it up. He's from America, right? And I just remember like seeing his energy. It was so good, you know? Like I wanted to match that energy. I wanted to make people smile too. I wanted to be like an inspiration to many upcoming riders and stuff.
Yep.
And eventually like I bought a motor mount. I bought a GoPro. I bought the whole setup.
Yep.
And one day I went out, created content, and I have Snapchat and stuff, and I'd upload the videos onto my Snapchat story for people to watch it, right? And the responses I got from that was really surprising. Like people were telling me like, wow, they actually really enjoyed like watching what I did for fun.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't think much of it. I was like, I'll just go out, film like a little funny video, chuck it up on my Snapchat story. And I got a couple replies back telling me like, wow, dude, you should really start taking this seriously, right?
So that was your first main field that you went into.
Yeah, that was like, wow, that was the feeling I got, I was like, wow, maybe I should keep on doing this.
Yeah.
So eventually, I graduated before I graduated from high school, right? I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. You know what I mean? I had no clue what I wanted to do. I didn't think about doing content creating full time at all. Because I don't know if you know what ATAR is, right?
Yeah,
ATAR, yeah. I was doing ATAR at the time in year 12, and just before like the actual exams were about to commence, I dropped ATAR like maybe 3 weeks before.
Right.
Yeah, bro. And I copped so much shit from it. I copped so much shit. Like
The
bro,
family were like,
especially family, but like with friends also, like, why'd you do that? You should have like, you know, spent your hours throughout your day studying for exam. Bro, I didn't see a point in it.
Yeah, okay.
In reality, I didn't have plans to go to university.
that's not your interest.
Exactly right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because the original plan was I was gonna, you know, leave high school and do real estate and do army reserves, right?
Yeah, right.
And then eventually, you know,
Military.
yeah.
Wow.
I was literally one step away from like going into the army and stuff. But then I literally decided like, wow, maybe this isn't for me. And I see myself doing something else in life.
Yeah.
This is the same with real estate as well. Like I did it for a bit and then same thing. Like, wow, I don't think this is it for me. So eventually, like I told my parents like, hey, you know, like I want to do content and stuff. And like, because they were disappointed in me, like, because I dropped ATAR and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like another thing I want to talk about as well. It's like how much like university is now being pushed on like a lot of teenagers these days as well.
Man.
Because there's a whole new generation, you know what I mean? Like my parents came from a whole different generation. Back then.
That's true. It's true. Different work ethic, man. Like
exactly. Back then it was pretty much compulsory to go to university if you wanted to.
You had to, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. But now in this day and age, man, there's so many ways you can make money. So many ways.
What are you returning that investment on? Like, how many people do you know that go and do that, do the hard slug, have fucking 80 grand worth of fees, and then fucking do nothing with it anyway?
Exactly.
So really,
Exactly
you're going
right.
down a dead end avenue if that's not what you really want to do.
You know what's funny as well? The same people who told me I was a fucking moron for dropping ATAR and not going to uni, those same people went to university and dropped out in the first like 2 months.
Fuck, there you go,
know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
And I had a laugh. I fucking had a very good laugh. I was like, fuck you guys. You wasted you wasted your time studying for these exams that you didn't like end up using. You know what I mean?
It's not your passion either.
Exactly right.
If you're not passionate about that, you're just like, oh yeah, it's just you're just following a means to an end. That's it. Like you're just doing something. It's not really your interest. It's not your passion. So why the fuck are you doing it?
Man, and I try to tell people this as well. Like, don't go to university for the sake of going to university, even if like it makes you, even if it makes your parents happy or not. You know? At the end of the day, man, like as much as I love my parents too, fuck what they think. You know what I mean?
You gotta be you, man.
Literally, like, dude.
Your parents can't be trying to fucking dictate what you have to do. Unfortunately, we're lucky we live in the world we live in now, where you know you're capable for your own decisions.
100%.
You know,
100%.
your options are huge. You know, clearly you can see. So yeah, man, I kind of agree with 100%. That, man. Like, and also, fuck, man, you're young.
Bro, exactly.
Straight out of school, like
I have
you don't
so
know
much
shit,
time,
bro.
Dude, I have so much time in the world, and I know this. I knew this from like fucking year 11 as well. Like even when I'm like 25, I know I still have time.
You've got your whole life ahead of you.
Do you know how many conversations I have with like 30-year-olds? This exact conversation,
man.
Because they panic. They're like, bro, I don't have any more time. Like I'm old now. Like it's too late. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's
not. You know, Colonel Sanders didn't create the KFC recipe
he
until
just dropped the KFC.
You know what I mean? Like it's never too late. It's only too late, man. Bro. It's only too late as soon as you start telling yourself it's too late.
True.
You know, you got to understand. There's so much time in the world. It's a whole new generation. All right, there's so many ways to make money these days, man.
It's true, man.
You know what I mean? Especially with Bitcoin and like coding.
It's crazy, bro.
You know,
man, I look back. I kind of obviously am a bit older. I'm gonna say a bit older because that sounds a bit better. But I'm a bit older, so. At the end of the day, we grew up as go to work, do your fucking TAFE, do your uni, do whatever, get an apprenticeship. Yep. It was always about fucking hard work, be a doctor, be whatever. You have to be something because there is nothing else in this world. And there's nothing else.
Yeah, and I'm not dissing anyone who does want to go to university. I have literally no issue.
Yeah,
but I have seen like people go to university for the sake of going to university and they just waste their fucking time. Sure.
And their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
And especially like if you want to become a doctor or an astronaut, so be it. Yeah. Go to fucking university.
Have a general interest in that though too. Don't do it because your parents are telling you to do
100%.
it. Yeah. Because what happens at the end of the day, like look, you or you do all your fucking courses to become a doctor or whatever. You spend fucking 6 years or 8 years, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of that, if you turn around and go, what the fuck am I doing here? Yeah. Really, what's the point of it all?
100%. 100%. And I remember when I told my parents, like, hey, mom, I want to do content creating. I want to do YouTube. She didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And I kind of expected that. Like, and I try to tell a lot of like teenagers as well because they ask me, like, how'd you convince your parents to let you do content creating stuff? Coming from an Asian background as well.
Yeah.
You know, old school parents. the easiest way to combat that is just do it. Don't even tell your parents.
Did you have to ensure you still had a steady flow of income though?
Yes. All right. So it's not like I, graduated and didn't have an income still.
Yeah.
I was still working a job. And I'm pretty open about it as well. Like I'm still working a job now. A lot of people think I'm full-time like content creating right now, but I'm not. But I'm getting closer to being full-time content. I'm definitely
so far on your plan, your forecast now. What would be your ideal time frame to be fully
at this scale,
self-employed in that way?
At this scale, at this rate, I see myself being full-time on social media by the end of this year.
Right.
And I made that one of my goals at the start of this year as well. I don't plan to work for someone else by the end of this year.
That's
I
sick,
made that
man.
one of my
That's a
goals.
sick goal.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, I had a steady flow of income back then as well. And I try to explain to my parents like, hey, I want to do YouTube. I want to do this. Like whatever you want to do in life, man, just do it.
Yeah, man.
Because at the end of the day, your parents don't give a shit about the process. They give a shit about the results.
Yeah.
And after time, my mom did see the results.
Yeah, okay.
She saw the followers. She saw the money.
Yep.
She saw the comment section, how many people were like actually getting inspired. My DMs. She saw that, and eventually she actually
Did she see all your DMs? Gotcha.
Fuck. Yeah, no. So eventually, my mom like understand, and now like it kind of actually built a better relationship.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, and also the fact that you proved it to her too. You weren't just all talking, being like, "Yeah, mom, I'm going to be a content creator," and she's like seeing you on the couch, fucking eating cereal at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like going, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Dude,
at least you've turned it around and proved the result.
Yeah, bro.
So fuck yeah, man.
And
let's rewind back before we go any further. So you did your license here in New South Wales.
Yep.
What was your first bike?
My first bike was the Kawasaki ER16. I believe it was 2015 model. It was my first.
Is that what you were riding up until recently? No, you had a Honda, didn't you?
Yeah, so I've been through three bikes now. So my first ever bike was a Kawasaki ER6N, which is a 650cc 2-cylinder motorcycle.
Yep.
And then I discovered 4-cylinder.
Yep.
I love the sound of the 4-cylinders, man. So eventually I sold that. I bought a CBR 650F.
Yep.
That sounded, it was a great bike. Sounds fantastic, super comfortable. But then I heard about a CBR 650R, completely different look.
Yeah.
Sounds
a bit
the
more
same.
fairing, a bit more, yeah.
It looks more sporty.
Yeah.
So I sold my CBR 650F and I bought the CBR 650R. Now, when I bought my CBR 650R, that's when I started growing to what I am today. But before we get into that, what really skyrocketed me heaps was I went through a breakup.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and I know
Interesting.
It is. It's funny because I know a lot of males right after a breakup, like they turn into a completely different person, a better person.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So at the time, when I bought my CBR 650F, that was maybe October 2021, I think. That's when I started to take content creating a bit more seriously.
Yep.
I made a bike page. I started doing photo shoots. I started DMing these big motorcycle pages to promote my motorcycle, etc. I took it really seriously, right?
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was just like, fuck, I don't really see point in this anymore. Like I was just like, what am I doing? Like I'm getting no likes, no comments. I wasn't growing as fast as I wanted to.
So you had a bit of growth and then it kind of plateaued out.
Yes, it plateaued, okay? And then what even made it worse was I crashed. At the end of this was after the first ever Christmas ride I've ever been with you, actually.
Yeah.
At the end of 2021 was my first ever crash on the CBR 650R. I don't know if I should tell the full story or not.
Tell us the PG story.
Pretty much.
Whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, you will disclose what you want.
Allegedly, okay, I was speeding and I whacked the back of this car. All right.
So you ran into the back of someone?
Yes. I ran into the back.
Parked, moving?
I was on the highway.
Okay, right. Yeah.
And then I came, fuck, it's a very touchy topic, but because I've grown so much from that moment, but whatever. So it was that moment I was just like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
I really don't want to do this anymore. Like I hated motorbikes then.
Wow.
I was in the hospital just rethinking my life, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know,
It'll do it to you, dude.
fuck yeah, man. So I got to the hospital. Doctors were like, you should be dead right now.
Wow.
At the speed you were traveling and the impact as well, like you should be dead. Like, and that really
Hearing that, man, that's pretty
Bro.
full on.
that hit me hard.
Yeah.
That hit me extremely hard, bro. You know, pretty much. I only came up with a broken ankle, actually, believe it or not. A broken ankle and like a bit of a sprain on the shoulder.
Wow,
But
lucky.
grazes all of my body.
Wearing leathers, what were you wearing at the time?
I don't wear leathers, and I'm very honest about it.
Yep.
I know it's a very stupid thing. You know what I mean?
So each their own, men.
Yeah, but that day I was.
Wow.
I swear to God, I don't know why.
Like, are we talking full leathers?
Not full leathers, but I
Just
was wearing jacket,
boots.
yeah, all that stuff.
So lucky. Imagine
That day, I don't know why. It was like a.
Isn't it crazy how you have this instinct? You're like, you know what, man? I'm going to put my gear on today. and then it's
I was
those
just
times.
like, and also I was only going to go to Bunnings as well.
That's the one, man. That's the one,
I needed
yeah.
to grab some stuff, but it's insanely how quick your life can just
Yeah,
change
man.
in a moment. You know what I mean? You don't realize like how quickly you can die until you've had a really close
How
experience.
precious our life is,
Exactly
man.
right.
It's crazy.
And
bro.
I definitely did learn a lot from
Yeah.
that crash as well. Not only to start wearing leathers, but more about like life, the aspects of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like don't take things for granted. Wear your fucking leathers.
yeah.
You know, and it makes me appreciate. It definitely made me appreciate the little things a lot more.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
like seeing my sisters. You know,
Yeah.
because you know they come back home from school. I'm just like, oh hey. But after that, I was like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? Like it's
changes.
it's appreciating
Yeah,
little
man.
things like that. Eventually, you know, it took me out for 3 months. It fucked up my mental state extremely, like badly. Like
Yeah,
bad,
right.
man, bad. Because I couldn't walk. You know, I couldn't even get up to get a glass of water. I was in a fucking wheelchair, bro.
Yeah,
a
that's
fucking
pretty full on,
wheelchair,
bro.
man. I had to get, bro. In some situations, my sisters had to push me, and that was like, man.
Is
It's
this the life
heartbreaking.
you could potentially be facing? You know,
Exactly.
if something happens again.
And
like-
it could have been fucking permanent.
Yeah, man.
It could have been so permanent.
Yeah.
You know, like I couldn't.
There's a lot of guys that don't come back. And like from even less than that, you know, having close calls is enough for someone to go, fuck, man, I'm done. That's it. I
Yeah.
don't need it anymore.
100%,
You know, and then
dude.
that's when people go, oh, you know, when they've got families and, you know, their life evolves, they kind of go, well, no, I've got too much to risk now because, you know, the danger's always there. You know, we it's inevitable that, you know, someone we know or someone, you know, that we speak to at some stage encounter in this game.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to happen to one of us,
Yeah.
you know?
We all know the risk we're taking.
Yeah,
As soon as
So,
we
fuck, for you to come back from that and like be able to tell a story, man, that's fucking power to you, bro.
yeah.
Like, fuck
and
yeah.
the story's not done yet. It only gets
Right.
better, right? So 3 months, 3 months of recovery. I start walking again. Okay. Ex broke up with me, and that sent me down a further fucking hole.
Wow. So you've just gotten through that
Further hole.
that stage.
And bro, breakups are. I don't wish this upon everyone. Breakups are fucking bad.
yeah, man.
But they can be good. They can be good, and I say they can be good because they make you grow.
Yeah, of
They
course.
make you grow. Okay. So ex broke up with me, sent me down a really fucking bad hole, and I hated everyone, bro. I didn't want to say a word to anyone. I fucking hated my life.
Yeah,
I
man.
literally hated my life at that point. I didn't see a meaning to life. I thought this girl was gonna be the one, bro. You know what I mean? But another teenage love.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
But still, to you at that point in time, man, that was
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah, like,
you look back in retrospect, you can go that, you can say that. But if you spoke to yourself at that point in time in your life, you'd be like, "Fuck off, bro. She's the one." That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So-
And I thought that at the time as well. I was like, no, man, this is the girl. And I told my friends as well, like, bro, this is the fucking girl, man. I know
Yeah.
it. I can get her back. And I'd spent so many hours of my day trying to like get her back, messaging her, calling her, hey, can we hang out? Just give me another chance, whatever.
yeah,
And eventually it didn't work out and we cut contacts. And from that moment on, I sat every day I'd sit in my room, go to work, right? I was just like, what am I hate my life. You know, I can't do this shit anymore.
yeah,
You know? And then and the thing that saved me the most wasn't the breakup, but it was actually my family.
yeah. Right.
You know,
Okay.
because when I was in the relationship, I didn't appreciate my family at
Yeah.
all. You know, I looked at them just like people.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to tell you now. Like, you don't know how much you take for granted until you lose it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Until you lose something at least. So my family saved me the most.
Wow.
They made me appreciate little things.
Yep.
You know, my sisters definitely brought my happiness back.
Wow.
And that kind of built up my motivation again to like, man, in a way I wanted to get revenge on my ex.
Yep.
But I didn't want to do it immaturely.
In a spiteful way. You probably,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I wanted to be a better version of myself.
Yep.
You know, I didn't want to be that person that I was when she broke up with me anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my sisters brought back a bit of motivation in me, sparking a smile on my face. Okay. I was like, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do with my life. I forgot. I remembered I had the motorbike page again. So I'm like, okay, let's give this a fucking crack, man. You know, if I want, you know, revenge, I guess, I have to become a better version of myself.
Yep.
I need to not be angry. I need to not be a shit cunt to people, especially my close mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I took some of my close mates for granted. Like I'd never talk to them. I'd always just be rude to them. I didn't even go to one of my mates' fucking birthdays, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I just took them for granted. I was like,
you had a lot going on in your life too, man, to be honest.
And and after the breakup, oh my God, I had a Land Cruiser at the time and the engine seized, right? And that costed me $8,000 to switch out the engine. So that, that made everything even a lot worse.
Put more pressure on you.
Exactly. But I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason as well. Yeah. And the people, because I will go camping, right?
Yeah.
And the boys who were there with me when my car broke down, they can even justify as well. Like, I literally said, you know, fuck it. Everything happens for a reason, bro. Dead ass. Like this car is like I don't know what lesson it is, but it's teaching me something.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And later down the track, I'll find out why it happened, etc. Okay. So I used all of that bad shit as motivation, man. The fucking breakup, the crash, my car breaking down. I really love that car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That you know, the car fucking breaking down. I used that as motivation. I was just like, fuck, I want I want to do something in my life right now.
Yeah.
So eventually I bought a GoPro, a motor mount, slapped it on the helmet, started making content. And I was pumping content up until when would I say blow up? What's this month? August?
Yeah.
Around August actually, maybe last year. Yeah.
So 22, yeah.
Yeah. That's when I fucking blew up.
Wow.
That's when maybe 3 of my videos went extremely viral across Australia.
Right.
And that's when my followers jumped from, I think it was like 4,000 at the time to 100K.
So hang on. So you were out for 3 months, or let's say 4 months thereabouts, for your injury, breakup, so on. And you still had the content that was like previous content that you were editing at that time, or had no content?
No, I had no content.
Oh, nothing.
I had no content. So it was after that point, I was like, let's get serious.
Wow. Okay.
You know, let's get serious about content. Let's get serious about my life again. So yeah, I slapped on a camera, went to go film content. And before you know it.
So really, your content creating has only been a year and a bit.
Yeah. I've only been in this game for like a year and a bit, dude.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Well done.
But you know what? And I say this to a lot of people as well, like don't compare yourself to other people, especially growth.
Yeah, man.
Everyone grows at different rates.
Yep.
Someone tomorrow could, you know, wake up and be a lot more bigger than I am.
Yep.
And I'm not saying I'm the biggest fucking motorbike content creator in Australia.
Yeah.
Obviously there's other other content creators people prefer to watch.
Yep.
You know,
it's not for like different people cater to different people. That's it. Like, you know, so your flavor's not for everyone. You know what I mean? And
bro.
Other people's stuff. Like I see so many like content creators in like being in this game for how long too. We've seen them come and go too. Yeah. And exactly that. They've got their following. And sometimes that kind of fizzles out too, man, because people go, you know what, you're not current anymore. We want current. We want this. But then at the same time, I see podcasts and other content creators that have been around for fucking decades, you know, from when it first started, because they've got this following behind them. Yep. That's who they cater to. So, but you know what, man, like going back to, you know, you going through some tough shit, bro, those kind of things are what forge you. I really feel, man.
The past is what makes you, man.
100%,
you know what I mean? Like I always look at my past, not in a negative way, but I look at it as a lesson and in a positive way.
Yeah, man.
I look at it as like, okay, that crash happened for a reason. That breakup happened for a reason. Me losing my car happened for a reason. It made me the person I am today. It's
true.
Taught me a lot of lessons, man.
Dude, those things in life can break you. And you see it breaks people, you know, and sometimes it's less than that, you know, or you can use that as energy to put it to something positive and be where you are today, man.
And that's exactly what I did, bro. I didn't want to be like a dickhead for the rest of my life, especially with like my girls at home, bro. I don't want them to have a brother like they're gonna see every day who's just rude and hates his life and shit. I don't want that. I want them to be able to watch my videos and also smile through the camera.
It's interesting how this kind of characteristics are forged from such dark and low places,
Dude,
you know?
Tell me about
that
it.
time to self-reflect and go, fuck, I'm a dickhead. Fuck, I don't want to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
And it even like makes you analyze that. You go, fuck, man, how do you know that person you've just had an interaction with isn't in that place right now? Yeah. And by you giving him that positive fucking, hey, man, how you doing? Or whatever it is, that positive vibe can flip that like on its head straight away. Or if you were still a dickhead and then you spoke like that to them, it could really bring them down even further.
Yeah.
So you kind of weigh that up and go, why am I going to be a dickhead? Like, you know, I don't want to be that dude.
Why would I want to live the rest of my life being a fucking dickhead?
Yeah, man.
And be a nobody instead of like having more of a meaningful life.
Yeah, man.
You know? So then eventually like I blew up, okay?
Yeah.
And then I was still going through the breakup. Regardless of my followers and how much like I already achieved at that period of time, I was still going through a breakup. And breakups fuck a lot of dudes up, man. You know what I mean? So I went traveling. I went around Vietnam for I think a week and a half. And then a month later, I went to Bali with one of my mates, one of my close mates. And after coming back from those 2 trips, I definitely did feel a lot better. It opened my eyes a bit more about the world, showing me that there's more to life, man.
Yeah, man.
The world is huge. You know, like who's this fucking one person that broke your heart, bro? Fuck that bitch.
Shit, move on.
You know what I mean? Move on, bro. Dead ass, move on. You got your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know?
And you're so young.
Yeah. It's only been a bit over a year since the fucking breakup. Wow. And it's crazy to look
a bit over a year, and this is where you are today. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Like, well done, bro.
No,
like,
I'm definitely not where I'm at, but I'm definitely not where I was a year ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why I'm really happy. You know what I mean? Like I've made progress.
Yep.
But like I said, it's nowhere.
If you could give someone advice that's going through some dark times like that, right? What would you say to like yourself of that time who was in that darkest spot? What piece of advice would you say? No pressure, hey.
No,
that's pretty deep, man.
I'm trying to think. It's like, what would I tell myself? Understand there's a whole life ahead of you, man.
Yeah, man.
I know it's hard to think about that in the moment, but just you gotta understand like there's a bigger life ahead of you. That's huge. You got a whole life ahead of you.
You know what's crazy? I watched this little clip of a podcast, and it was all these fucking old dudes, like all Tom Hanks and all these motherfuckers, right? And it was him going about this too shall pass. Have you ever heard that saying before?
Shall pass.
This too shall pass, right? No. And it's like, and it goes, it's basically like, you know, you comfortable now? You comfortable? This too shall pass, you know? You know, are you feeling like things are uncontrolled? This too shall pass. You know, you feel like you're all good, happy, health, everything good? This too shall pass. Because it's that mindset that you'll get through this period and you may deal with good, you may deal with bad, but no matter what, you're not stuck here. This will pass. This, whatever bad or good you're going through, it will pass, it will evolve, it'll change, and then you'll get to another point. And then you've just got to remind yourself that this too will pass, and you'll move on to that next stage of your life.
Yeah. No,
you know,
for sure,
like
bro,
I think a lot of guys, and like I think guys, speaking from a guy as well, you know, fuck, no one helps us, dude. Like, and like I'm not preaching out male rights. Like, sorry, let me just clarify that.
Fuck no, but bro. No one understands how fucking lonely it is to be a dude, man.
Yeah, because we don't talk. Like at the end of the day, like you might be an open dude, but at the end of the day, your mates might not be.
No.
And then when you start dropping shit on them, they're like, "Oh shit, bro, I don't know how to deal with this.
Exactly.
Awkward. I'm not gay." You know what I mean? And they start freaking out. You know, whereas you know, chicks will fucking go into a hair salon and fucking tell the whole world. You know what I mean? It's different for guys. And I think we get caught in this mindset, dude, that, oh shit, this is it. This right now is it. I'm fucking, life's destroyed. I fucking crashed my bike.
You know
my missus broke up with me.
And you're 100%. And that's exactly what I was thinking when I was in that fucking hole as well.
Yeah, man.
I was, you know, keeping all those emotions in me. I didn't talk to anyone. And I say this to anyone with fucking problems, bro. Seek out and reach for help. 100%. Don't keep that shit to yourself. Yeah. It's so normalized for men to keep those type of thoughts and emotions to themselves. And that's what causes a lot of those
Yeah, man.
suicidal rates you fucking see every day. Because
It's scary, bro. Like people look like, you know, hopefully it's getting better, but people look at reaching out for help as a sign of weakness or a sign of, oh, you're fucked in the head. You know, like man, I say, dude, going to see a psychiatrist, going to see whatever, at least you're investing in your mental health.
Exactly,
You go
bro.
to the gym to fucking look good. You go to fucking, you know, this place to do your hair.
Bro,
you know, fucking,
100%.
if you don't look after your mental state and invest in that, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Like,
Bro, I'm here because I seeked help.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
here because I talked to my parents about my issues. I talked to my close mates about my issues, and they gave me fucking good advice, man.
bro, props to your family, man.
Yeah, I remember I didn't appreciate my family until I was in that shit spot.
Yep.
I fucking, even when I was in a relationship, I didn't want to look and associate with my family whatsoever,
Wow.
with my sisters.
Yeah.
Like, and then this is me trying to tell you the type of person I used to be as well, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just it amazes me like how much you can change.
Yeah, man.
Over
Yeah.
like some bad shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But if there is an advice, I will tell like myself a year ago, whoever is going through dark times, right? So understand everything happens for a reason. All right, you just haven't found out why yet.
Yeah.
You don't be stuck in that hole. Go seek help. You know what I mean? You will eventually find out why it happened to you. Whether it's a breakup, you lost someone in your family,
It's true.
or you I don't know, crash your car, bike, whatever.
Fuck
know?
yeah, man. And so do you feel that your motorcycle outlet was the avenue that helped you kind of get back on track?
Oh yeah, bro.
Having somewhere to focus,
Yeah,
you know.
bro, that helped heaps, man. Fucking, it took my mind off.
How was your circle of friends at the time? Did you have a circle of like riding buddies or something at the time as well?
So when was this actually?
So when you started riding, did you ride because there was a group of mates of yours that had ridden motorbikes? Or?
So when I started riding my CBR 650F, I had no one to ride with.
Right, okay, so you by yourself.
Yeah, so
okay,
it was up
right.
until my CBR 650R
Mm-hmm.
was when I started taking the content creation a bit more seriously.
Yep.
I reached out to people and asked them to
So people
ride with-
locals,
Yeah, exactly.
dudes your age, yeah,
exactly
sick.
right.
Yeah.
Eventually, I did build a lot of friends from reaching out and stuff.
Yep.
But that big group
Yep.
has now turned into a small circle, which I surround myself with.
Mad. Yeah.
You know, my perspectives change about lives. My interests change.
Yeah.
So will my friend group.
Yeah.
So now I keep my motorcycle group very, very small.
Yep.
I don't really keep it huge, but
Yep.
don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to go for a ride with random people or have
Yeah,
a chat
yeah.
with random people.
Yeah.
I'm not closing myself off.
Yeah, of
I just
course.
prefer to keep my
You've got your
a bit
circle of
smaller.
friends. That's understandable.
Yeah,
man.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Can't say you can't engage anyone. Like you can speak to whoever you want. You can have, people that you associate with and that you might hang out with on a
bro.
ride.
Yeah.
But your circle of friends is your circle of friends.
Yeah, it's just the people I fuck with the most. And
Man,
that's
like
normal.
from being in the game for a while too, the one thing I realize is people that get too caught up in that, going, "Oh, these are my ride friends, these are my life, this is it," and have this big group of friends, and that's all your real association is. That will eventually fall apart because you've got to have a deeper connection with someone. If just motorbikes is your connection and that's it, at some stage, you're going to have to be in different positions in your life, married, kids, partners,
Yeah, bro.
wherever it is work-wise, that's going to shift and change. And so that priority of motorcycling is going to change too. So, basing your circle of friendship just on that isn't enough. So, your circle of friends staying small and shifting and changing, that's understandable, man. That's, it's going to happen.
And the circle I'm with now, we don't just share like motorbikes as interests, as our only interests. We talk about some deep shit. We talk about each other's lives. Like
Wow.
we are genuine friends.
That's mad.
And
Yeah.
I think it's crazy as well. Like you go from like texting this one person online to meeting them in person, and then to eventually being like fucking best mates and then brothers. You know what I mean? Like I find that really, really fascinating.
Yeah, man.
Like how you can just see this dude online and then being like
Yeah.
good mates with him the next day.
It's crazy, dude.
Fucking oath, it's crazy.
Some of the best friendships, like all my friendships now have started from that.
Yeah.
Started from motorcycle, where
Yeah.
you bump into someone, have that icebreaker conversation. What are you riding? What do you do? What, you know how it is.
100%.
But, that's how it all starts. And
Yeah,
then
bro.
before you know it, that common interest is a common interest, but then you realize, fuck, we've actually got a deeper connection.
Yeah,
here.
there's more.
Fuck
There's
yeah.
more to this bloke than just his fucking
Yeah, man.
motorbike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still have a group from high school
Yeah.
who's always been there for me and shit.
Yeah.
Very small circle, by the way. But I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. So like I said,
So is that your circle that you've moved up to Queensland with, or is
no?
that,
So the boys I'm in Queensland with, I met online, and this is what I'm telling you about. It's crazy.
oh no
right?
way,
Yeah.
right?
You can go from, like I said, talking to this person online, being friends with them, fucking potentially living with them, like I am now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy how life fucking works, man. Seriously. So
Wow.
yeah, I live with him currently.
And
yeah.
so, what made your change? So, you've been in Sydney now. You know, you've got it. Your content's building started to be on the fucking, you know, on the boom. What then made you shift and go, I want to move to Queensland now?
Well, number one, it was the like job opportunity as well that these boys offered me up in Queensland. For two, it's more taking risk.
So, hang on, you're working with the dudes you live with?
Yeah.
Oh, mad. Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
we have what we call now Thrill, or the Thrill House.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a motorcycle group / community that we've built. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Dude, that is fucking cool, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you go from like talking to these guys, like a stranger is just a person you haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And these guys were strangers to me. Now they're like my fucking best mates, bro.
So, so you said you're working with them now?
Yeah.
As in, that's your income stream? Or no, you've still got another side?
We're still working on it.
Okay.
We're still I still have a job up there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but we are working on making income. Like we just dropped our merchandise last week.
Have you got a website?
Yeah, if you want to search up Thrill, no, that's not it.
What
is that?
That's the other one.
Bro. Where did you find that?
What have you got?
Thrill House.
That's
That's it.
sus.
So
What is it?
Search up Thrill MGMT when you get a chance.
Yeah.
So that's just what we've built over the
And what's it based around? So motorcycles, but what, the lifestyle side of things? Living
just
and breathing that side
yes,
of
that's
things.
it. We've
Fuck yes.
So see that hoodie right there? We've just dropped that last Thursday.
Fuck yeah.
So I guess if that can answer your question, like it's a source of income. That is a
Fuck
source
yeah,
of income.
that's mad.
Yeah. So we've kind of built a
That's
community based around thrill, like feeling
Yep.
the thrill stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Smart, man. That's that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know, it's more bringing about positivity in the motorcycle community as
So
well.
you're going to use that avenue to also build more content through that way?
Yeah, like we already are, man. Like we do content with our the boys up there have their own motorcycles, and we're already doing content with each other's motorcycles.
Yeah, right.
Whether it's going out to do photos,
Yep.
comedy skits, or even roller shots, like like motorcycle roller shots. Like
If you were to look at now, where's the best avenue for releasing content at the moment? Like right now?
Like, are you talking about in terms of platforms? Like,
Yeah, what platform? Sorry, yeah.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Fuck,
And that phased out a bit, eh? Like,
No, TikTok is it's only getting bigger, bro. The only reason why I say TikTok is TikTok has the biggest reach.
Yep.
But with motorcycles, the only downside is that TikTok doesn't like motorcycle content purely of the fact because it's violating guidelines.
Right.
Dangerous
okay.
activity.
Yeah.
And they shadow ban your videos, right? So you got to be really careful about what you post on TikTok. You could be riding a motorcycle, for example, right? And TikTok will fucking ban that.
Just riding a
Just
motorbike.
riding.
They classify that as dangerous.
Activity, right?
Wow.
Participating in this activity is dangerous or some shit like that, right? So, although...
But yet it's the biggest platform, you're saying.
Yeah, bro. You can...
So even through limitation, it's still the biggest platform.